हरि ओम। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. In this series, today we are beginning the 15th chapter. Shri Bhagavanuvacha urdhvamoolamadha shakham aswatham prahuravyayam chandamsi yasya parnani Yastam Veda sa Vedavit. In this chapter, Krishna starts explaining the Jnana Yoga. He already has said so many times that he is the one who distributes the results of all actions to all the living beings. And liberation also is under his control. So, one who is devoted to him can go beyond the three gunas and attain liberation. This was said previously, the greatness of devotion. Now, Krishna feels if just being devoted to God can take you to the ultimate, then just imagine you yourself becoming that God. Always contemplating, I am that Supreme Brahman. So, Arjuna actually doesn't ask Krishna to explain Jnana Yoga. But Krishna is very desirous of explaining it to Arjuna. He wants Arjuna to know the greatness of that path, the greatness of wisdom. So he starts. The samsara, the cycle of birth and death, it is actually described as a tree. Generally, any tree, it has its roots downwards and the branches grow upwards. This particular tree has its roots above and the branches grow downwards. Urdhva moolam, the root is up Adha Shakam, the branches are growing downwards. That is, samsara has its roots in Brahman with its Maya. That is the reason for everything. For doing karmas and enjoying the results of those karmas, getting attached to the results of your karmas, as a result being born on this earth, again under the clutches of that Maya, the three gunas, running after various worldly objects. Everything is because of that Maya, and that Maya is God's power. So the root is there, and this Brahman with its Maya is eternal. It is always there. And it actually is very subtle. You cannot see what is Maya. You cannot see it. You cannot see that Brahman. So it is very subtle. And it is greater than everything. It is making everyone dance to its tunes, bringing everyone under its control. So great it is. Because of that reason, it is called Urdhvam. And this tree of samsara is Ashwatham, means it is always changing. It is not what it was the previous instant. Keeps changing constantly. Ashwatham. Avyayam, that which undergoes, that which is always there. It cannot be destroyed. It is always there. The leaves of this tree are the Vedas. The Rig, Sama, Yajur Vedas. They form the leaves. The leaves protect a tree. Similarly, the Vedas protect the living beings in this samsara. It shows the path to live. What is dharma? What is adharma? If you go in the dharmic path, what is it that you will attain? If you take the adharmic path, what will you attain? Everything is explained in the Vedas. So it protects you in this cycle of birth and death. They form the leaves of this tree. Yahatam Veda sa Vedavit. One who understands this tree completely, along with its roots and branches, he has completely understood the Vedas. There is nothing other than this tree to be known. There is nothing other than samsara, its cause, the Maya of Brahman, and the various components of samsara. The body, the sense organs, the ahankara, mahat, buddhi, everything. Once you have a clear idea of all these things, It's over. Everything is over. You become wise. The branches or the Mahat, Ahankara, Buddhi, the senses, they form the branches of this tree. The Vedas also call this tree of samsara as Urdhvamulo Avakshakaha, that which has the roots above and the branches below. Adhaschordhvam prasritastasya shakha guna pravriddha vishaya pravalaha adhascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manushya-loke. Adhascha urdhvam prasritaha tasya shakha. The branches, that is the body, the ahankara, the buddhi, the senses, because of that you are being born again and again. When you are born, you may either be born in births above this human birth as devas and the like, or you can also be born as lower beings, animals and the like. So, adhascha urdhvam, these branches, they take you both upwards and downwards. Guna pravriddha, they are nourished by the three gunas. Vishaya pravalaha, the sense objects, the various things that we enjoy in life, they are the buds of this tree. Adhascha mulani anusantatani. Mulani, that is the roots, are very well established, very strong. Here, the vasanas, whatever we bring from the previous birth, they are the reason for being born. They are very much strong in lower births. In human beings, which is lower to devas, and in animals and other beings, or inert beings, that which cannot move at all, trees and all that. Those births are inferior to even humans. In such inferior births, the vasanas are very strong. And they bind a person to this Manushya Loka. It is on earth, in this Manushya Loka, that actions are performed. We do papa, we do punya, dharmic and adharmic actions. As a result of that, we get pain, pleasure. So, here in this Manushya Loka, the vasanas are very strong. न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा. That tree of samsara, it has been said, the samsara has been explained as a tree. But actually, it doesn't have any form. You cannot see such a tree in the world. A tree which has roots upwards and branches going downwards. An inverted tree. Nowhere we see. It is just like a dream or a mirage where you imagine things. This cycle of birth and death, this samsara, it has no beginning. Nobody knows when it began. It has been there always. When it will end, it doesn't have an end at all. It will always be there. Samsara will end for any particular living being. When that living being attains liberation, then samsara doesn't exist for him thereafter. For him it is over. But generally samsara in this universe, it will always exist. There is also no middle for this samsara. But we say only when you're free of this samsara, we can be liberated. So how to be freed from this samsara? This tree has to be cut. Totally, it has to be uprooted. Right from the roots, it has to be cut totally. How to do it? You will have to cut this tree with the sword of dispassion, detachment, not being attached to the desires of the world, not being attached to family, not being attached to wealth, not being attached to name, fame, anything with regard to this world. If you develop a firm sense of dispassion, vairagya, with that sword, this tree of samsara can be cut from its roots. ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी. And once you develop that dispassion, you will have to search for that Supreme Brahman. You will have to contemplate on that abode, reaching which you will never be born again. Once you attain that supreme abode, you will not come again to this samsara. So you will have to look for that, search for that, contemplate on that Supreme Brahman. Tameva chadyam purusham prapadye. That first Purusha, one who existed before all, one who was the reason for all creation. Because he created this entire universe, he has been present before everyone. Surrender to that person. When that person is the reason for everything, for this entire samsara, if you surrender to him, then he will show you a way. He will take you out of this samsara. So surrender to him. Yatah pravrittihi prasruta purani. From whom all these started long back, from since ages. Everything has been happening because of him, from him, in him, by him. Nirmana mohajita sangadosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha sanyaihi गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययं तत् निर्माणमोहा. What are the qualities that you should have in order to be liberated? No pride, nirmana, no delusion, no attachment towards anything or anyone. Adhyatma nitya, always contemplating on that Brahman, always having spiritual thoughts, interested in spiritual activities, having an inclination towards that path, not towards the material path or material desires, interested in matters concerning God. Vinivritta kamaha, free from all desires. That is, not wanting to attain anything which you don't have, and not, that is vinivritta kamaha. Jita sanga dosha, not being attached to whatever you possess, not being attached to results of your actions also. Dvandvair vimuktaha sukha dukkha sanyaihi, free from all dualities, pain, pleasure, appreciation, criticism, desire, hatred, heat, cold, various dualities in this world. Totally free from all those. Such living beings, amudaha, they are not fools. That is, they are free from ignorance. The meaning is, if you are going to go after things, if you are going to desire for various things of this world, if you are going to be attached towards your family, your possessions, then you are a fool. You are behaving stupid, it means. Amudaha, those who are free from that ignorance, they attain that supreme eternal abode. We'll stop with that for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Hari Om.